got a super chat coming in here from Robert. What up, man? Last time Carr had a few decent wide receivers. Oh, misread. Take a drink. We were in the playoffs still without a defense. You know what, man? Like, I totally agree with you, Robert. I think it's a great point. Think about it. You had Amari Cooper, whether you want to believe it or not. When Amari actually cared, he was really good for the Raiders. Michael Crabtree, again, another very solid wide receiver for Derek Carr. Plus, the offensive line was stellar. The offensive line this year was great, but there was a lot of injuries and a lot of moving parts. But our wide receivers are much, much different now. I think if you give Derek some talent, yeah, he can be a very good wide receiver. To get your questions here on the show, use hashtag Raiders like my man Las Vegas Raiders 1 did. And if you're over 21, let me know what you're sipping on. Jeudy or Lamb will fall to us. One of them is going to, okay? It's really likely. All right, I got it. I'd rather have Lamb, and we could get a linebacker with our second pick. So how about this? Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb? Which wide receiver would you guys rather have? If you'd rather have CeeDee, I want you to type CeeDee. If you'd rather have Jerry Jeudy, I want you to type JJ. I know, we got another JJ. Type JJ. So CeeDee Lamb or Jeudy. So if you'd rather have Lamb, type CeeDee. If you'd rather have Jeudy, type JJ. We'll get some comments here. We got Capella Herb says CeeDee. Ian says CeeDee. Clark says CeeDee. Raider says CeeDee. Wow, there's a lot of CDs. I'm more of a DVD kind of guy, though, I'll be honest. Isn't that the same thing? Maybe? I don't know. James says JJ. Canoe says both. Hey, maybe we can get both. Continue to get your votes in. CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy. Let's go to Chris Smith. Do you see a big-name free agent signing with us? Not Tom Brady. I think the biggest free agent that I can think off the top of my head right now coming to the Raiders, it depends what the Cowboys want to do with Byron Jones. That'll be interesting. Also, a wide receiver to monitor is probably Robbie Anderson, a player that was rumored to us in this past season. I don't know if he's going to go back to the Jets or not, but if the Raiders are trying to add speed at the wide receiver position, you could see Robbie Anderson, who went for 4 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown against us. Let's go to Jake Serb. What up, Jake? Who you got winning the Super Bowl this year, Mitch? Oh, boy. Well, Jake, I'll be honest. I bet on Saints and Patriots. The chances of that one happening are about 0 Chucky heads. So for me now, when I think about both teams that I think could potentially make it, I hate to say the 49ers. I think they have an easy route. I'm going to go with 49ers versus the Ravens, and I think the Ravens are going to come out on top. So if you guys want to get your Super Bowl predictions in, I'm all about it. That's what the Raiders Report's all about. But like I said before, I bet on the Saints, and that didn't work out. But luckily, I bet the Isiah. They've hooked me up with some free cash. And if you guys want to bet on it, playoff games, if you want to bet on who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. One of our most loyal watchers, Caleb. What up, my man? Mitch, that shirt makes you look like a coach, Coach M. I mean, sure, trying to coach up the X's and O's here. Normally, I'm just doing X's and O's with people I meet in Dallas, if you know what's up. But, no, I am trying to look a little bit better here. Fanatics, they've hooked us up with some unbelievable deals. Coming up in a little bit, Caleb, I'll tell you guys how to get these shirts. They're pretty cheap. Let's go to Jeff. What up, Jeff? Your thoughts on Simmons at 12 and Ruggs at 19? Jeff, my thoughts are that you should watch the show because coming up, you're really going to like my segment. 5 players the Raiders could draft at number 12. And one of the players that I absolutely love is Isaiah Simmons. That's no secret. Linebacker, safety, could do it all. His versatility is a reason why I really do hope that Isaiah Simmons does fall to the Raiders at number 12. I also see somebody call me Riverboat Mitch. I've been called worse. But with 14.5 tackles for loss this past year at Clemson, I'll say this. I'm excited to watch the national championship game, Clemson versus LSU. Get your comments in who you think is going to win. If you say LSU, you might get blocked by our producer. Just saying. But if there is one reason why I really want to watch this game, it's to watch Isaiah Simmons and to watch a lot of the very talented players. Because if there's one thing I learned this past year, John Gruden, Mayock, the Raiders, they like their Clemson players. Let's go to Jason Bates. I think your name's not Master. Do you believe we will draft 2 defensive players in round 1, then drafting a wide receiver in the later rounds and free agency? I will say if we do go defense with our first 2 picks, It actually wouldn't surprise me at all if the Raiders maybe traded up in the second round, potentially get another wide receiver that they liked a lot. So the wide receiver position is deep. And I think if there is a receiver that you could see the Raiders potentially trade up for because he could fall, is Shenault out of Colorado. Now, he is a very talented player, but my only concern with Shenault, it's kind of like what we saw this past year with DK Metcalf. If you got like a little bit of an injury thing going on, sometimes teams scare you and you can fall down the draft board. I think if there is a receiver who we could trade up to get, it's Shenault out of Colorado. So those of you that are watching us live right now on YouTube, appreciate you. Do you like the live Q&A? Type Y for yes or type N for no. If you type the N for no, all I ask is that you DM me on Instagram, which you can see below at MitchellRenz365, and let me know how I can make the show better, how I can make it more entertaining, because that's why I do this show. Y'all keep my lights on, and if you don't like what I'm doing, well, guess what? I won't have a job anymore. So do you like the live Q&As? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm seeing a lot of Ys, which I appreciate. Somebody said FY. You know what? I'm good with it. Let's go to JuiceHead89. What up, dude? We should move on from Carr and get a quarterback like Tua or Brady. Very different types of quarterbacks. And that's tough and isn't scared of throwing the ball deep. I do understand that Tua is a very good deep ball thrower. Brady also can throw the ball deep when he needs to. But for me, I don't really want Tom Brady. I don't think it's a long-term option. If Tua, you could tell me right now, I'll be honest. If you could tell me Tua is fully healthy and his hip isn't going to give him any problems, I would be okay with the Raiders trading up for Tua because he is that special. Let's go to El Baltazar Perez. Is Mayock resigning? So, Baltazar, I talked about a rumor about this, maybe last week? About a rumor going around about Mike Mayock potentially not coming back because somebody said that he doesn't know if he loves the job or if he wants to get back into it. I gave it 3 Chucky heads. I do think Mike Mayock comes back. I think, again, we're just looking at a time where people are looking for things to talk about, but luckily for you, I'll break down the rumors. I'll talk about them. So I would tell you to subscribe so you don't miss anything like me talking about Mike Mayock. Let's go to another question rolling in here. Remember to use hashtag Raiders. Get your questions on the show. The reason why I use hashtag Raiders is that way it tells our producer what questions to put on. Can't speak. Mike, get a picture. Mitch, do you think the Raiders will draft a middle linebacker to stop the run? My concern is that Paul Guenther is not typically a guy that likes to draft linebackers. But with that being said, I think when you look at the depth at wide receiver and with our glaring need at linebacker, I'm hoping that we take a player, if he's there like Isaiah Simmons, or you could look at Murray from Oklahoma, maybe at pick 19 I'd be a little bit more comfortable with. But I do think the Raiders go linebacker, and in fact, I'd be very upset if they didn't. So for those of you that are watching the show right now, this is my mother. Today's her birthday. If you guys want to guess her age to make her even older, go for it. Throw it in the comment section. But I want everyone right now to wish my mom a happy birthday. Mom, I know you don't watch the show. It's all good. I'm going to tell you I love you anyway. So if everyone right now can wish my mom a happy birthday, I'd appreciate that. So just type HBD. If you want to guess how old she is, Jason says, hi, Mom. She is not 65. You know what, Malik, man, you just said 69. I'm not going to get mad because I just hit on somebody's daughter in my last show, so I can't really get mad. So happy birthdays, Mom. If you want to type Mom, if you want to guess how old she is, you can go back and watch the video. But she's not 60. She's younger than 60. Mom, happy birthday. Love you. All right, next one. Keanu Fortin. My dude Mitch. My dude Keanu. What do you think is good free agent we could sign during the offseason? We're going to be breaking down a lot of videos, and one of them is going to be top wide receiver targets you could look at. I've already put out some videos about wide receiver targets you can see the Raiders go for. I don't see A.J. Green being a receiver despite what the internet says. I'll say I think the 2 biggest names, the players that I would expect to see the most videos on, from me personally, you're going to see a lot of stuff on Robbie Anderson. You're going to see a lot of stuff on Byron Jones from the Cowboys. Let's go to the, Juventus Inskew. I don't think I got it right, but I'll take a drink. Think we should get CeeDee Lamb. I do like CeeDee Lamb a lot. I think the reason why Raider fans obsess about CeeDee Lamb is because he wore the Fred Biletnikoff jersey this year. Now, a lot of people might be like, oh, Mitch, he's a Raiders fan. That's why he wore the jersey. I mean, he wore the Fred Biletnikoff jersey because of the award. The Fred Biletnikoff award goes to the best wide receiver in college football. Now, I love CeeDee Lamb. He's a very, very talented wide receiver. There's no doubt about that, and that's why I'm going to tell you all right now to stay tuned, because coming up, you're going to see CeeDee Lamb as one of my top players that I want the Raiders to draft at number 12. So who wants some new Raiders gear? You guys can see me. I'm wearing a new shirt right now thanks to Fanatics. So who needs some new Raiders gear? Y for yes, N for no. Laura just guessed my mom's age in the comments. Good for you. So who needs some new Raiders gear? Maybe we'll give out some Raiders gear. Who knows? But you got to be subscribed. Does my voice sound bad? I've been sick. Okay. I need a Raiders book sock. Y for yes, N for no. For those of you that are saying, yeah, Mitch, I need some new Raiders gear, listen up. This hat, up to 40% off, limited time only. If you want this Raiders hat, go to chatsports.com/Raiders hat. Or, heck, if you have good hair, you don't wear hats like me, I got some other options for you. They got t-shirts. They got polos. They got quarter zips. They got sweatshirts. All this amazing Raiders gear. And if you want to get it up to 50% off, limited time only, you got to go to chatsports.com/Raiders sale. How about this? You buy something on Fanatics, send me a picture once it comes in, put you on the show. Does that sound good to you? I think it does. So Raiders gear up to 50% off, limited time only, chatsports.com/Raiders sale. Let's go to Mike. Mike, are you wearing Raiders gear? I don't know. Get a picture. Mitch, what's the story on a new defensive coordinator? Chapter 1, Paul Guenther sucks. Close his book. I don't know what the story is. If it was up to me, we would move on from Paul Guenther. I wanted Ron Rivera. Not too surprised that he's a head coach again with the Redskins. But I will tell you this. I will be making a video of top 5 defensive coordinators that I want the Raiders to go out and get. I really want Wade Phillips. When I found out that Wade Phillips is no longer employed by the Rams, I thought that was a pretty dumb move on their part. If Wade Phillips wanted to come play defensive coordinator, come be the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, I'd be fully on board with it. Let's go to Adrian. Get a pick. Would it be possible to trade for Matthew Stafford or Matt Ryan? Do you really want Matthew Stafford? I mean, he's literally couldn't play the last, 6 or 7 games this year with a back injury. And in terms of Matt Ryan, what we would have to give up to get Matt Ryan would be just sickening. So do I want Matt Ryan? No. Do I want Matthew Stafford? No. Let's go to Coolio. And at first, I can't cough, or I can't laugh because I'll cough. I saw the picture, and I'm like, why is this 49ers fan watching the show? And then you look at it a little closer, and a lot of X's and O's going on in there. Should we pick up Brady, draft a quarterback so a rookie can learn from the GOAT? Tom Brady, I do not think, is leaving the Patriots. It would be dumb for Brady. It'd be dumb for Belichick. It'd be dumb for Mr. Rub and Tug. They're not going to let Tom Brady go. Sure, if Brady wanted to come to the Raiders and if a younger quarterback wanted to learn behind him, I'd never say no. Actually, I would. I don't want Tom Brady. Tuck rule, tuck that. So if I missed any of your questions, there was a lot that came on the screen, and I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. But if I missed your question, if you want me to answer it, I'll do it tonight. You just got to hit me up on IG, give me a follow, DM me on Instagram at MitchellRenz365. So if I missed your question, slide in those DMs at MitchellRenz365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.